Hi, I'm meteorologist John Dissauer. It is Monday afternoon, January 30th or 31st, about 12:50. I wanted to update you as what's going on with the weather across the area. This morning we have had some very light showers and some drizzle falling across northwestern corners of southeast Missouri and southern Illinois, producing maybe a little freezing rain. Starting to see some reports coming in from St. Louis of some glazing up that direction. Of some freezing rain. Also, we're getting reports now from just northwest of the KFVS viewing area in St. Clair County, Illinois, also in Jefferson County, Missouri, of about an eighth of an inch of ice now beginning to accumulate as the first little bout of moisture is moving through the area, which is what we thought would happen. The energy that we're most concerned about, though, that's going to bring the big action for this storm is now moving through El Paso, right over the top of New Mexico. It's upper level energy that will eventually begin to develop a surface low over northeastern Texas by tomorrow morning and move right up over the top of us. The track of the storm has not really moved too much, maybe slightly south, but very little change has been made to it. 6 a.m. it's around Dallas. 6 p.m. Tuesday it'll be right over the top of the KFVS viewing area, and by 6 a.m. Wednesday up over Dayton, Ohio. Heaviest snow will be on the northwest side of that, where I've drawn in the white band of snow, where they could see anywhere from a foot to maybe as much as 2 feet of snow in some locations. And in the pink band is where we could be dealing with a pretty heavy ice band developing that runs all the way from south central Missouri up through central Illinois and into central Indiana, as well as into northern Ohio. Look at the patchwork of watches and warnings that are in effect. And you can almost track where the storm is going, because on the south side of it we're just dealing with rain, so there's no watches there. So the surface low is going to track from Dallas to Little Rock to us, and you can see the watches and warnings stay on the northwest side of that. If you are doing any traveling tomorrow or Wednesday along I-70, you might want to reconsider. And along I-44 out of St. Louis down towards Oklahoma City, you should really reconsider as well. And even those of you up in Indiana, you want to watch out. As the winter storm warning is in effect for for central Indiana. And by the way, up around Chicago, that is a blizzard watch that is currently in effect, where they could see 2 feet of snow. Around the KFVS area, these counties in blue are under the winter storm watch through Wednesday. The counties in pink are in the winter storm warning until Wednesday, where I think the best chance for rain will be. This storm is going to begin to develop, as I mentioned, down over northeastern Texas and then move to the northeast. This is the latest GFS model, and you'll see how it takes the low right over the top of us in southeast Missouri. By 5 o'clock Tuesday. One thing that's going to happen as this surface low deepens, the winds are really going to increase Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening, gusting maybe upwards of 40 miles per hour through the day on a Wednesday. Then the system quickly churns up into Indiana, and the winds will really begin to howl there, especially during the day on Wednesday as well. So if we get any ice, especially in St. Louis or Indianapolis, and we get these winds of 30 to 40 miles an hour on Wednesday, it could cause some major issues for the lighting grids. Here's our 12Z RPM run as to ice accumulations. These are in addition to what we already have. Here we are Tuesday morning, maybe a tenth of an inch in St. Louis. Nothing in the KFVS area. But Tuesday morning is when we see the real push of moisture up from the southwest. And notice how you'll see the numbers really begin to increase across the area. We'll zoom in a little closer to northern portions of southeast Missouri and give you an idea as to how much ice could appear. At least this is what the 12Z model is indicating. Half inch to maybe almost 3/4 of an inch of ice is possible from Iron County, St. Francis County, St. Genevieve County, and Jefferson County, and even northern Randolph County could see some icing as well, perhaps 4/10 of an inch of ice there. Cape Girardeau on the 12Z run keeps all the ice out for you. Now this is the 15Z run. I don't always have as much faith in these 15Z runs, but you can see how it's actually taken the track of the storm just a little southeast. So it's bringing the brunt of the ice to northern Bollinger County, Perry County, Missouri, Randolph, Perry County, Illinois, and maybe even a little bit of Jackson County, Illinois. So at least in the 15Z run of the RPM, it is trying to jog the storm a little bit to the southeast. Now that being said, we've said all along this could be a possibility, is if this storm were to move even 30 miles or wobble 30 miles north or south, where that ice sets up will really vary quite a bit. So that's one of the reasons why the Weather Service has a winter storm watch out for some of the areas that we're not talking about heavy icing right now, because we could still see a little wobble. In those areas under the watch could see the heavy icing as well. Snow accumulations, you can see the heavy snow will be out to our west. I primarily don't think this is going to be much of a snowmaker for us. This is mainly going to be rain, both in the liquid variety and the freezing rain variety. Models are indicating maybe 1.5 inches of liquid to work with. But you can see from Springfield to Columbia on the 15Z run of the RPM, it's putting down 1 foot to almost 1.5 feet of snow. And heavier snow amounts will be up towards Chicago, where they could see 2 feet of snow. Which, by the way, if they see 2 feet of snow, it'd be the largest snow event in Chicago's recorded history, going back to 1886. A previous record was 23 inches of snow. So that is the latest from here. For the most part, most of the KFES area is going to be under rain. South central Indiana, I think, is going to be mainly rain. Once you get towards Indianapolis, it starts changing over to freezing rain and ice. St. Louis is going to be mainly ice. And along I-70 between St. Louis and Indianapolis should be mainly ice as well, maybe upwards of 1 inch. Now, as I said, if this storm wobbles a little bit and goes south by as much as 20 or 30 miles, that entire band is going to move. And it's not out of the question the storm could move 50 miles south. If that's the case, instead of Farmington get a 1/2 inch, it could be Cape and Poplar Bluff getting a 1/2 inch. So, unfortunately, we're not going to know if that storm wobbles 50 miles because if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, 50 miles is nothing in the United States over the course of the country. So we're probably not going to know it until it happens, when that shift happens. But that is the latest thinking from here today as of just before 1 o'clock this afternoon. Keep it tuned here to my blog, New at DeSauer, also KFES12.com, and of course on air at KFES12. Have a great afternoon.